had a good little bit of run here in the last few years. State champions the last year, played in the state championship 4 out of the last 6 years, and hopefully trying to get back-to-back championships this year. And Summit Academy, as we mentioned, excited to be just in their 4th year of football into the state championship game. The kicker for Summit Academy is number 29, Colton Swap, and his kickoff's up, and we're underway. High end over end kick taken by Isaac Tillett at the 10-yard line. He's off to the right side of the field, got a little seam. He's across the 25 to the 26-yard line, and South Summit will take over from the offensive end on their first offensive possession.
Great shoestring tackle there by Jake Karchner for Summit Academy. Got him right at the very, what did we get him, at the 27?
Yep, 1st and 10 at the 27 for South Summit. Senior quarterback Ty Jones goes from the pistol formation just 2-3 yards behind the center. Colby Averett, the 2A MVP, in the backfield as they send in motion Santos, and they go hard up to Averett. Averett drops the ball, and it's down on the ground. And right off the bat, Summit Academy comes away with a big turnover on the first offensive play of the ball game. South Summit puts it on the turf, and Summit Academy gets a huge turnover deep into South Summit territory. As Averett, usually very sure-handed with the ball, he was hit hard, bounced out. Summit Academy jumps right on top of it. So the first big swing of this ball game is Summit Academy gets the first turnover, and they will take over into South Summit territory at the 28-yard line.
That's unfortunate for South Summit there. Big old Hagen Hines, captain quarterback of Summit Academy, came up with that fumble recovery. Good job by Hagen.
Hagen Hines will go from the shotgun, 1st and 10. Great spot for them to start off as Hagen tries to go off the right-hand side. He's met behind the line of scrimmage and met there by number 66, Chris Costona for South Summit. So no gain on the first play. In fact, he'll lose about half a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bears. South Summit has a great interior defense, led there by Costona, Ethan Miles, Matt Brady up front, good linebacking crew behind him, Hunter Angel, Daxton Hanson, Colby Averett, Harley Georgie, and Hines for Summit Academy. Big, strong quarterback, does a lot of his damage from the ground, has 2 good quick backs off to the side of him as he gets the second play, dropping back to pass. He's looking for a man out wide to the left, and he's going to get a completion there at the 21-yard line, brought in by number 24 for Summit Academy, Stephen Harp. So he's going to pick up about 7-8 yards on the play, about 7. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 from the 23-yard line. Nice little play there for the Bears. They swung Harp out to the left side. Nice pass there from Hines. Brings up a good 3rd and manageable spot from the 23. 10:42 into this first quarter. Summit Academy gets the turnover early. Trying to score on it early as they hand up off the middle. Good yardage, and inside he's got a chance to go, and he's close to the 1-yard line. That is number 8, I believe, on the play. Colby Beard gets the handoff, and he's down to the 1-yard line. Good run there by Beard, and he was just tripped up by Ethan Miles. And it's 1st and goal for the Bears at the 1. Summit Academy really getting a good break and a chance here to put the first points on the board with 10:24 left in this first quarter. 1st and goal at the 1. Hines will go up under center this time, and he's going to pitch out wide, and he's got a man who's going to be into the end zone as a missed tackle there by Santos. And into the end zone is number 24, I believe.
Stephen Harp.
Yep, 24, Stephen Harp gets into the end zone with the first touchdown of the game, and Summit Academy takes an early 6-0 lead. I know talking to the South Summit coaching staff, that was their number one fear coming into this game was they cannot turn the ball over, and unfortunately for the Wildcats, comes to fruition on the first play as back to kick for the Bears is Colton
Swap.
And it's blocked, no good. And so with that, Summit Academy will take the 6-0 lead, miss the extra point. So big break there for the Bears. South Summit will try to rebound on offense. And Jeremy, exactly what Summit Academy needed to get started.
I agree. We talked about earlier the turnover for South Summit has just been killing them in these first possessions. I've seen the past couple games, our first possession, we turned the ball over, I think, the past 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
hopefully we can clean that up, though, and there's still plenty of time left. Let's see what happens.
Yep, Enterprise. They beat Enterprise 48-14 in the quarterfinal matchup in Camas at South Summit High School. Turned the ball over on their first possession, and last week as well against South Sevier. turn the ball over. Coming into this game, the route for Summit Academy to the state championship game. They beat in the quarterfinal rounds the Beavers 22-19 at Summit Academy. And then last week, as we mentioned, beat San Juan 24-0. And Summit Academy gets out to the early 6-0 lead here with 10-11 left in the first quarter. And Swap will kick off again for the Bears. Again, nice high-looking end-over-end kick, this time taken by Santos at the 3. Santos brings it up to the center, tries to kick it outside, met hard, right outside the 20-yard line, about the 21, 22-yard line. South Summit will try to fare better than they did on that first series, turning the ball over on the Averett fumble. So it'll be 1st and 10, Wildcats trailing 6-0. Summit Academy, big, strong defense as well. Number 77 up front, Elijah Johansson, really triggers right at the nose tackle over top of that center. This time now, go to Averett again, and he got good yardage up the middle, picks up 5-6, cross to the 26, 27-yard line. Will bring up about 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats.
Good call there by the South Summit coaches to put it right back in the hands of Colby Averett, get his confidence built back up there. I'm sure he's a little upset he dropped that ball in the first possession.
South Summit has scored over 40 points on average per game. They're a potent offense. They're quick. They're strong up the middle. And so it's going to be a battle of these two defenses as who contain the other offense. And there's going to be a flag on the right-hand side. South Summit jumps a little early off that right tackle. And so that'll march South Summit back 5 yards, take them back to about the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 again from the 21.
Looked like that ball ended up on the ground on that snap there, Cody. Might have been a good thing there was a flag there.
South Summit now trying to get these state champion jitters out of the way. Turnover, now penalty. Moves them back 5 yards. Brady and Miles brings the play in from the side. Summit Academy's led in tackling by Jake Karchner, has 14.5 sacks from that defensive line spot. And good defender as now Jones hands off to Averett. Good run up the middle as Colby Averett breaking a tackle or two, and he's past the first down marker to the 35-yard line. So the first down for the Wildcats is a 13, 14-yard run for South Summit. And they move the ball out now to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, South Summit.
Good job there. The hard-nosed running with South Summit, that's what got us here. We got to keep doing that.
So Ty Jones now leading this South Summit attack. 9:16 left in the first quarter. Santos goes in motion. And one more time to Averett. Good yardage again up the middle, and he's bringing hard across midfield into South Summit Academy territory at the 49-yard line. Consecutive 14, 15-yard runs by the 2A MVP from last year. Good hard run by Averett. It's 1st and 10 again, South Summit.
Averett took a big hard hit there at the end of that play, but he's a tough kid. He got right back up and ready to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him get the ball again.
Trying to establish a little ground game here up the middle as Jones keeps it this time, fakes the pitch. He's got room off the side. He's at the 30. He's at the 25. Ty Jones could go all the way, and he will. South Summit touchdown. Ty Jones from 49 out, and South Summit strikes back on a big run there by the senior, number 3, Ty Jones, as he faked the handoff to Averett, then faked the pitch to Santos, cut it up the left side of the field. Touchdown, South Summit.
Great blocking up front there by the Wildcats to spring Jones free there. Looked like Summit Academy was looking for Colby Averett with the ball. Next thing you know, here comes Jones out to the side.
Harley Georgie, great senior kicker for South Summit, been very good with the extra points as Santos with the hold. Georgie's kick is up, and it's good, and South Summit takes a 7-6 lead on a nice, impressive drive, responding to that turnover early. And they take a 1-point lead with 8:44 left in the ball game. Based on these two first possessions, ought to be an exciting game. Early scoring from both teams. And now Summit Academy will get a chance to respond from the big South Summit touchdown. Going to what South Summit does, a little speed on the outside, a little power up the middle. Averett and Jones taking 79 yards on the drive. 49 from Ty Jones. And the rest there from the senior, Colby Averett. And so Summit Academy, there's nothing secret that they knew was going to be coming from those Wildcats. They got to contain Averett up the middle and the speed on the side, that time unable to do it. And Summit Academy now with 2 men deep. Kicking off for South Summit, Harley Georgie. 24, Stephen Harp.
And Nate Gordon, number 5, back.
And number 5, Nate Gordon for the Bears back at the 5-yard line. A lot of speed there for the Bears as well as Georgie. Quick little nubber up the middle. It's going to bounce right there to Gordon at the 20. He's now across the 25, and he's going to be hit hard there by the South Summit return staff. And so good little return there from Gordon.
Gordon, nice little 15-yard return there.
So 1st and 10, Summit Academy, right at the 25-yard line.
I think the Wildcats prefer to have the Summit Academy back here on this side of the field than where they turned the ball over last possession. Let's see how the defense holds up here.
So Hines will go from the shotgun again. This time he's got one back to his left. Man goes in motion, and he's going to hand off to the big back up the middle. Good yardage again, good hard run from number 8. That's Colby Beard with a strong run up the center. Oh, number 3, Joe Danas with a good run up the middle. He picks up 7, I believe, on the play. That'll go to the 32-yard line. 3 or 7-yard pickup, 3 yards to go for the Bears. It looks very reminiscent of the South Summit team as well. Good strong runner up the middle, speed out the side. So these teams, as we mentioned earlier, know each other well. There are not a lot of secrets here. We'll see which one can execute better. As Hines now, 2nd and 3, has some options. He's going to get got a movement up front. Flags flying. So they blow the play dead. Penalty marker down. And that's going to be a penalty on South Summit. Jumping early. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. That'll give Summit Academy the first down. So offsides there on South Summit. 2nd penalty on South Summit. Benefiting the Bears, moving the chains. Ball's now out to the 37. 7:57 left first quarter. South Summit leading by a point. And so far the weather seems to be clearing and making it a pretty enjoyable day here. As we mentioned, possible threat of rain and snow down here in southern Utah. Hines now, 1st and 10. He'll pitch out left. And it's got a good man. It's Gordon. He's got good yardage across midfield. He's across the 50 to the 47-yard line of South Summit. Good speed on the nice pitch from Hines. And Summit Academy now on a nice little drive, moving the ball across midfield. 1st and 10 for the Bears.
Good decision by the Bears there. Quarterback pitched it out to Gordon. He picked up about 17 yards on that play. Very good decision by the quarterback.
Both teams using a little option football and really having to shut down that initial running back up the middle. Opens up some holes on the side. Summit Academy taking advantage. This time 2-man next to Hines, and he's going to hand off to the left side. And this time South Summit's right there to meet number 8, Beard. And so Baird now will pick up about a yard. Move to 2nd and 9 for Summit Academy. So a lot of running back opportunities for Summit Academy as well, as they've gone to several thus far. Harp, Gordon, Baird, and Hines all getting a chance to run the ball for these Bears. 1 man wide to the left. 2nd and 9 for Summit Academy. In motion goes Harp. And Hines is going to keep this time. He's got some room off the left side. He's across the 40, bangs hard. He's going to pick up the first down. Good run decision by Hines. He's going to move the ball out to the 36-yard line. First down again for Summit Academy.
I can see why Hines has so many yards. He's a big, thick quarterback. You usually don't see quarterbacks' body shaped like that, but looks like he can dish a hit just as well as he can take one.
Yeah, he's a good athletic, strong kid. And that time he read the defense well as they sucked hard on Beard up the middle. He kept it, kicked it outside, and picked up good yardage. So Summit Academy down to the South Summit 36-yard line. Hines is looking to pass this time. He's looking left. He's going up deep. And Rock Hill's going there trying to cover on number 27 for Summit Academy. That's Dallas Whedon. And pass will fall incomplete. A little too far from Hines. Will bring up now 2nd and 10 for the Bears.
Good coverage there by Rock Hill. He was all over his man the entire way. Even if the ball was thrown to him, I think Rock Hill had a chance to break that up.
So 2nd and 10 now for Summit Academy. And Summit Academy trying to fill out this South Summit defense, trying to air out those backs in that defensive secondary for South Summit, try to open up this running game a little more. Now they have Baird and Denas, each to the side of Hines. Hines gets the snap. He hands off to Denas, left side, going to that left side a lot as Castona and Miles there for South Summit, as Denas will pick up good yardage, picks up 4 to 5, and ball's now down to the 32-yard line. Will bring up 3rd and 5.
So far, great execution by both running games of both teams.
Summit Academy's gone to this left side often. Big number 79, Dakota Pennell there on that left side tackle. Big guard there as well, so good offensive line up front for the Bears as they're pounding off that left hole. 3rd and 5 for the Bears. And Hines is going to try the right side this time, and he's hit hard. Great job there by South Summit as they stop Hines right at the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up a tough decision for Summit Academy. 4th down and about 4, so decision time for the Bears is it would be about a 47-yard field goal. So we'll see what the Bears staff decides to do on one of the big plays here this first quarter. 2A state championship here at Southern Utah University. Shaping up to be a good game thus far in this first quarter. Both teams getting early touchdowns. Summit Academy looks like they're going to go on 4th down. 4th and 5 from the 30. And Hines gets the ball. He's looking to pass. And he's under pressure, and he's going to be drugged down. He throws it out of bounds in desperation. South Summit stops the ball on the 4th down. They get the turnover on downs, and great pursuit there by the South Summit defense as they put heavy pressure on Hines. He had to get rid of it, and that'll turn the ball over to the Wildcats.
Great defense there. The South Summit let up about, 60 yards or so, and then put the brakes on right there, turn the ball over. Good job by the defense. Give the ball right back to our potent offense. See what happens from here.
Brady with a lot of the pressure right there. So 1st down for South Summit. This time Isaac Tillett now in the backfield. And he gets the pitch right. Flags flying again. Movement up front one more time. So these teams still a little bit of jitters as we've had several flags on these initial ball counts. False start on South Summit. Moving back 5 more. 3rd time they've been flagged for early movement. That'll move the ball back to the 25-yard line. Ball's at the 25, 1st and 15 for South Summit. Harley Georgie bringing the play in for South Summit. 4:36 left in this first quarter. South Summit leading by a point. 2 men wide to the right. In motion goes Tillett. They hand off up the middle to Averett. And Averett stops short. Good defense there by Summit Academy. He'll pick up about a yard. Move the ball out to the 32-yard line. He'll bring up 2nd and 13-14. Averett generally gets good yardage up the middle, 3, 4, 5 plus a time, but that time Summit Academy's D stiffens up. Now pitch left this time to Santos, and Santos is hit hard. Great job there by Summit Academy. Number 1, Wyatt Gorange there on the play. So great 2 plays there from the Bears as they stifle that running attack for South Summit. And good pursuit up front. Number 89 for Summit Academy was in on the play, Jake Karchner as well. So good defense by the Bears. Brings up a 3rd and long for South Summit at their own 24 now. So we'll see if Ty Jones puts his first ball into the air for the Wildcats. 3 men wide to the right, 1 to the left. And Jones is going to go to the draw and snuffed right out immediately by Summit Academy. Number 54 on the play. Actually,
56.
56 on the play.
Ireland Forbes.
Ireland Forbes smells out the draw from South Summit, and that will create a punt situation for the Wildcats. Harley Georgie for South Summit will go back to punt. And number 24 for the Bears, Stephen Hart, back deep. So good stop there by Summit Academy. Get the 3 and out. And Georgie's punt is up and a good one. Nice kick, high end over end. It bounces and takes a South Summit bounce inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. So a good punt, no return there by South Summit. And Summit Academy will get a chance to take the lead with 2:52 left in this first quarter.
That was good hard-nosed defense by Summit Academy Bears there. The South Summit doesn't usually get a 4 and out like that. And I think we were minus three yards on that drive. So Good defense by the Bears. Both teams, looks like to me, Cody, came here to play today.
Well, it's certainly the time, as these seniors, of course, playing their last high school football game. Beautiful facility here at Southern Utah University, and always very accommodating host for this championship game, as Hines now will start 1st and 10, and he'll just take off up the middle. He's got good yardage across the 50, so he's going to just get the football past midfield, picks up about 6-7 on the play. Good yardage there from Hagen Hines. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. South Summit obviously keying on the big senior quarterback. Unable to trip him up right there as he picks up good yardage. Hines does a great job of reading that field from that shotgun position and is able to make good decisions in that option about where a hole might be, as South Summit with that 3-man front starting to open up a few little holes. We'll see what adjustments they make, as this time Hines hands off to Gordon. The speed now off the left side. Good yardage there from Gordon. He's going to pick up the first down to the 42 for South Summit. Gordon picks up 7. It's 1st and 10, Summit Academy. Nice quick little runner there. Number 5 for Summit Academy, Nate Gordon. So good combination as these teams putting on a good show for this good crowd coming down from the north end of the state. Summit Academy with a nice crowd there on the east side of the field. South Summit on the west side with a nice crowd as well. And ought to be a full day of football here. Lots of fans from throughout the state making their way to Cedar City, as Hines now 1st and 10. And he's going to keep again. He's got good yardage across the left-hand side. Harley Georgie, first man there for South Summit, but Hines picks up 5-6 on the play again, and Summit Academy starting to get good chunks of yardage on the ground, moving the ball with 1:31 left in this first quarter. Hines is a lot like Averett, always seems to fall forward. It's tough to drive him back. Big, powerful runner. Over 1,000 yards here on the year. And it's got a good line up front, creating some good holes for the Bears early on in this first quarter. Hines, 2nd and 4. With Gordon to his right, they send Harp in motion. Hines now, hands off. Good tackle that time by Colby Averett, coming up quickly from that linebacker spot. Jumps right in the hole and is able to stifle that run right there. Maybe a yard on the play. It'll bring up now 3rd and 4 for Summit Academy. Nice call there from the South Summit staff as they flew Colby Averett right up that center guard gap off the right-hand side. And he made a good sure tackle to put Summit Academy into a 3rd and 5. Can't say there are a lot of big plays early on in first quarters, but some of these down in this territory have been big ones. As South Summit prevented Summit Academy last time on downs. This time they want to think about it. We'll take a timeout as South Summit is in a 3rd and 5 situation with Summit Academy. As Summit Academy will talk about what they want to do on offense. So we'll take a break. 26 seconds left. South Summit leading 7-6.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Big 3rd down for Summit Academy. 26 seconds left in this first quarter. Ball's at the 36-yard line. Hines all alone in the backfield this time as he's going to look to pass left. Little quarterback screen off the left-hand side. Goes right through the hands of number 27, Dallas Whedon. And so that's going to put Summit Academy into 4th and 5. Not what Summit Academy wanted to do out of the timeout, as it went right through the hands. Harley Georgie there on the coverage for South Summit. And so this time it looks like Summit Academy's thinking about a little bit of a punt now situation, as Hines often punts in a quick set. Hines can do a lot of things as he's still in the shotgun formation. Now they're going to send out wide to the left. Number 1 for Summit Academy, Wyatt Gorange, and now Hagen Hines will go back deep for the Bears, and he'll kick a little low liner, and it's going to bounce right at the 5-yard line. Santos picks it up, and he's off the right-hand side to the 15 to the 20. Santos breaking tackles. Good return there from Bracken Santos as he brings the ball out across to the 25-yard line. That ball looked like it was going to settle inside the 5. Santos had time, picked it up, extends it out across to the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, South Summit.
Great decision by Santos there. It looked like he was waiting for the ball to go through the end zone on the kick, and it died right there at the 3-yard line, Cody, and he had enough football sense to pick it up and pick up 20 yards.
Good job there by Bracken. As Ty Jones now is going to hand off to Averett. Good hard yardage up the middle for Averett. He'll pick up 2 or 3 as he's tripped up early by Summit Academy. Falls forward for a couple, and it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Wildcats. That's going to end this first quarter of football. Good first quarter of this 2A state championship football game. South Summit leading by a point, 7-6. We switch ends of the field, just starting the second quarter. Southern Utah University, South Summit leading 7-6, have a 2nd and 7 situation. Ball's at the 28 as Tillett goes in motion, fakes the pitch left. Jones is going to keep, and he's drugged down. Great tackle there by Summit Academy's number 9 for the Bears, Hunter Magnum, on a great tackle. And that's going to put South Summit in a 3rd and long situation. Move the ball back to the 29-yard line. So 3rd and 6 for South Summit, and another big 3rd down situation for the Wildcats. We thought might be a high-scoring game. Started out like a high-scoring game as defenses have made some good adjustments now and have stiffened up here. See what South Summit can do on 3rd and 6. Haven't gone to the speed much on the outside. See if they do this time as they pitch out wide to Tillett. Tillett gets outside trying to find a blocker, and he's met hard underneath there. Great tackle from Summit Academy. Number 40's in on the play. That's Colton Bills, leading tackler for this Bear team. Makes a good tactical tackle right there. Squared up Tillett. Drove him back, and Tillett picks up a yard. That's going to put South Summit into punting situation. And they're now at the 30. Again, he put the ball into Summit Academy's hands. Georgie will kick off for punt for South Summit. Nice high kick, and it's taken right at the 25-yard line. Making a couple of great moves by Summit Academy as he'll get the ball out across the 35-yard line. And that's number 24, Harp, for the Bears. Doing a good job. A little bit of a difficult ball as the wind's picked up a little bit, and it's
raining now, Cody. If you look,
a little bit of rain coming down. A little more wind made it difficult for Harp on that punt return. He did a good job. Moved the ball out to the 34 for Summit Academy, 1st and 10. Just kind of feeling like a big play is about ready to happen in this game as each team's trying to find some holes. Both teams got speed that if they can find a seam, they're able to break for some big yardage. But both good defensive teams as South Summit's allowed 14 points in these first 2 playoff games. Summit Academy only allowing 19 as this time going up top. He's got a man across the middle, but it's broken up there well by Halen Rockhill for South Summit. The intended receiver for Summit Academy is number 2. Nope, what is that? Can't see the number right there. It's 24, Harp. Harp almost comes down with the big play, so 2nd and 10 for the Bears. First time that any team's really tried to air that out as Hines tried to go up deep one time before. This time across the middle on a post route as Rockhill made a good play to reach around from that right side and knock it down. Be 2nd and 10. 10:31 left, second quarter. This time they do a direct snap to Danas, and Danas is going to be drugged down. Nice play there by Colby Averett. Quinn Zimmerman there as well as they direct snap right to Danas. So good play there by Summit Academy. Picks up good yardage. Will bring up now 3rd and about 6. So trying to mix it up a little bit, the Bears are that time. And that put Hines out in front of the play, and he's a good lead blocker. It's nice to be able to run behind Hines. Big quarterback, well over 200 pounds. And this time there's going to be a timeout. And South Summit will take a timeout. 9:51 left in this second quarter. Kind of an interesting game, not what we mentioned earlier. South Summit got out to an early lead the first time these two teams played, and Summit Academy made a nice run late in that fourth quarter to make it pretty interesting. As we mentioned, South Summit beat Summit Academy 42-24, but it was 35-24 with Summit Academy really making a push late in that game. South Summit able to sustain a drive and punch the score lead up to 42-24. So these teams pretty evenly matched and are putting on a good show for these fans who've traveled down to the southern end of the state today. Big 3rd down for the Bears. Ball's at the 38-yard line. Hines got one man to his left and 2 wide to the right, 2 wide to the left. Hines looking to pass this time. He's going to be hit hard. Brady forces the ball loose, and they're going to say it was incomplete, but Matt Brady drills Hines on that left defensive end spot. Hines didn't even see him coming. Ball was jarred loose, but they're saying the arm was going forward. It's a little fall incomplete, and it'll bring up a punting situation for Summit Academy. And it does look like the ball was in the hand as he was hit coming forward. So great play by Matt Brady, the junior defensive end from South Summit. And Hines now will have to punt for the Bears as he slides back into that punt formation. Santos and Tillett back deep for South Summit. And Hines, good high kick. And Santos will catch it on the run, and he'll go now left. He's got a blocker or two out in front, and Santos is across midfield. He breaks the tackle, and he's forced out at the 42-yard line. Nice play by Bracken Santos. There is a flag on the field, but good return there by the senior, Bracken Santos. And we'll see what the penalty is. Looks like South Summit will be marching back, but good return there by Bracken.
Looked like a little hold there, I think is what happened, Cody.
As the official will give us the word. An illegal block in the back on South Summit, so that'll negate a good return there by Santos. So that'll give South Summit the ball at the 40-yard line in their own territory. 1st and 10, 9:31 left, second quarter. It's been a lot of Averett in this first half from the South Summit offense. Jones and Averett carrying the load with a couple to Tilla and Santos. As Jones now sends Tillett in motion, and they hand off to Averett. Averett's got good yardage, hard yardage up the middle. He's close to the first down out by the 50. It'll be a close spot depending, and it looks like it'll be just a hair short as they move it across the 49. He's got to get to the 50 for the first down, so 2nd and short, South Summit. Averett now starting to churn out some yardage in this second quarter. As in motion Tillett one more time. Jones keeps this time, and he's going to sneak across for the first down. Picks up 3 or 4 and really tried to read that defense as he held that ball inside Averett's hands for a good moment where he thought he might could get some yardage. He decides to pull it out, picks up the first down. Ball's at the 46. Move the chains for the Wildcats.
Last 2 plays been pretty positive for South Summit. What I've noticed different is there's more deception in the backfield the past couple of plays to keep the Bears on their toes.
Santos and Miles out wide to the right for South Summit. Jones looking to pass this time, and he's got a man up over the top. It's Santos. It's caught. Santos has the chance to score. Touchdown, South Summit. And finally over the top, Ty Jones gets a big play. 46 yards on the pass play, and South Summit now leads 13-6.
I think that's the first pass play of the whole game for South Summit, wasn't it, Cody?
I believe it is, as South Summit went right to Santos. Santos streaking across the middle. Jones laid it up perfectly, caught him stride for stride, and South Summit now takes a 7-point lead, awaiting the kick from Georgie. Beautiful pass play, as I just sensed a little bit of a big play coming. And there was a chance for South Summit to break one big. Got out in front of the secondary, and South Summit with the kick now leads 14-6 on the 46-yard pass play from Jones to Santos. And South Summit now over the top, win the pass, gets out to an 8-point lead. It's tough, as you mentioned, to contain this South Summit speed. They have a lot of weapons. That time they go to the air. And a beautiful ball there from Ty Jones. Dropped it perfectly into the running hands of Santos, who leads South Summit in receiving and receiving touchdowns. And that's why he's a great target with good hands. And South Summit now leads by 8.
I'm trying to think, Cody, the past couple games I've seen Santos even drop a ball. You said he had good hands, and I think that's an understatement of how good his hands are.
Jones and Santos like using that pass play, as Jones has been going to Miles often in this late part of the season with 5 touchdowns. Santos leads, as we mentioned, in receiving touchdowns for the Wildcats, as he has now 7 touchdowns on the year, averages over 23 yards a carry, and that will only, reception. That'll only add to that yardage. That's 46 yards on the play, as now Georgie will boot a deep, high, end-over-end kick, and that one's going to sail deep into the end zone. Good weapon there, as Harley Georgie has been able to pin a lot of teams to the 20 with kicks deep into the end zone. So Summit Academy needs to respond as South Summit gets out to a big play and leads now by 8. And the Bears will try to respond, as they have done at times early as well from the ground game. So Summit Academy, led by Hagen Hines, try to put something together here. As we've switched ends of the field, they'll now move into the wind. A little bit of a brisk wind as the rain subsided for a minute. Sun's trying to peek through a little bit. Cool day, but certainly feels like November football. 2A state championship here at Southern Utah University. 1A to follow, 3AA to follow them at 4 o'clock. So a lot of football today at Southern University. Handoff up underneath to Harp, and Harp's going to get strung out off the left-hand side of that play as South Summit shed blockers, pushing that ball to the sideline. And Harp now is going to get run down by Miles, and also in on the play Santos from that safety spot. It'll bring up now, as he lost 3, 2nd and 13. I love just seeing linebackers shed blockers as they push that ball out to the side and allow that secondary to come up and trip him up, as Ethan Miles did a great job from that defensive end spot, tripping up Harp as well. So in a little bit of a hole now for Summit Academy, 2nd and long, as Hines is going to pitch right over to Gordon this time, and Gordon's going to go across the 16, 17-yard line, and he'll pick up a couple as South Summit, again, Daxton Hansen, as well as Zimmerman and Averett pursuing that play. He picks up maybe only a yard, and 3rd and long. Summit Academy does not want to go 3 and out deep in their own territory and have to kick this ball high up into the wind.
It's a flag on them as well.
Flag on the play. So that's going to put Summit Academy in a deeper hole. We'll see if South Summit wants to decline. It'll be 3rd and long if they do. We'll see what the penalty is. Illegal shift on Summit Academy. So only being a 5-yard penalty, South Summit chooses to decline, brings up 3rd and 13 now. Deep hole for the Bears, 7:47 left, 2nd quarter. So Summit Academy now is in a tough spot. Try to put something in the air, a little more risky. Going to be tough to pick up 13 yards on the ground. Certainly don't want to punt here into this wind. Turn the ball right back over to South Summit, probably in Summit Academy territory. So big play here for the Bears. He's got one man wide to the left, one wide to the right, and a man to each side of him. So Hines gets the snap. He's looking to pass. He's got a man off the right-hand side, and a good play there by number 27. He's breaking tackles for the Bears. That's Dallas Whedon. Beautifully done there by Hagen Hines on a nice route from Whedon. Breaks a tackle, and right off the play, gets 7, 8, 9 more yards as he spins out. And unfortunately for the Wildcats, unable to contain him. And fortunately for the Bears, big first down.
The Bears really needed that. Wildcats were bringing a lot of intensity the past couple minutes. They needed that first down to keep this game in check.
As Whedon spun out of the hands of Zimmerman, who's generally a pretty sure tackler. So nice play there by Whedon. First and 10 Bears. Ball's at the 35-yard line. 2-man to the wide to the right. Now 3 to the left. Wide open set for the Bears. Brady pressure again. They go up underneath on a little in route, and it's caught by number 1, Wyatt Gorange for the Bears. And he'll pick up about 5-6 yards on the play. And a flag down again. 7:03 left, second quarter. Starting to see a lot of flags.
Looks like it's against the Bears.
And they're marching 10 more.
Yeah.
So big penalty on Summit Academy, illegal shift. So they'll march him back. What was a 6-7 yard pickup now becomes a 5-yard loss. So they'll start first and 15 now. So once again in a long situation for the Bears. Able to get out of the long 3rd and 14 the previous play on a play to Whedon. Again, Summit Academy starting to widen out this defense of South Summit. And Hines going up deep, and he's just going to drop it perfectly in to number 24, Harp, but he's unable to come down with it. I thought he had overthrown him, but Harp did a great job running under that ball and probably felt like he should have gotten it. As Hines was under pressure, had to let go of it a little early, and just as he hit the ground, Harp loses control. Coverage closely guarded there by South Summit, so it'll bring up now 2nd and 15.
Tough catch to make when you have Halen Rockhill breathing in your earlobes as you're running down the field. Good coverage there by South Summit.
Harp almost making a huge play there for Summit Academy. Turf jarred that one loose. Will bring up now 2nd and long. Beautifully thrown ball there by Hagan Hines as he was feeling the heat from South Summit. This time they go right back to the same play. This time double coverage from South Summit as Santos came over to help Halen Rockhill on the exact same play as they're wearing out now. These receivers, Harp, consecutive plays, goes on a fly route and has made 2 40, 50-yard sprints in a row. He'll need a little bit of a breather. So probably a good chance for South Summit to realize Harp probably is not going to make a play this time as they air out the exact same play. This time South Summit waiting on it again. Bring up 3rd and 15. 6:42 left in this second quarter. South Summit leading 14-6, 2A state championship. Summit Academy trying to narrow this margin as Hines rolls right this time, trying to find a man, and he's going to go out to the sideline. Nice ball there, thrown to Summit Academy, and it's caught by number 27, Whedon again. He's going to be a little short of the first down, about 3 yards short, and here comes another flag late. And that one's after the play. Can't be good news for whoever that penalty was called on. It's a post-play penalty. Oh, sideline warning. So no yards assessed, but a sideline warning on the Wildcats. Getting a little exuberant on the sideline. 4th down for the Bears. That'll put Santos and Tillett back as Hines, 4th and 5, might want to watch a bit as he found a seam. Could bust 5 yards here, but looks like there's going to be a timeout on the field. And Summit Academy wants to think about it. We'll take a break. 6:34 left in the 2A state championship. South Summit leading 14-6.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Low-fat chocolate milk is natural for post-exercise recovery. It has what it takes to help you replenish, rehydrate, rebuild after strenuous exercise. And it tastes great too.
.6:34 left, second quarter. Summit Academy in a 4th down situation. Called the timeout. Wanted to think as they move Hines now up into the shotgun formation. Now he slides back into the punt formation. 4th and 4, ball's at the 40. And Hines will decide to kick, tries to angle it to the left. Santos calls the fair catch, gets up under it. Nice job by Santos saving what could be valuable yardage. That ball could have bounced for a lot of yardage. Did a good job into that wind as he had to slide up as it kept moving to the north side of the field. Slides up under it, fair catch. It'll be South Summit ball at 34. As we mentioned, Santos has good hands, and he had to use them there as he almost had to go down to a knee to catch that one as the wind is at his back, blowing that ball away from him. He ran up under it well. Right behind now, Jones, Colby Averett. And this time they go on a little wide receiver screen to Tillett, and Tillett's dropped there. Beautiful catch or tackle by number 9 from Summit Academy, Hunter Magnum, is able to contain the speedy Tillett. Great play there by Summit Academy. Bring up 2nd and 9.
That's very lucky for the Bears there. If he didn't make that tackle, Tillett would have been freed all the way.
South Summit going a little bit more hurry up now, forcing Summit Academy to have to adjust on the fly as they have Tillett in the same formation as last time. They hand off to Santos. Santos trying to find room and pursued well by Summit Academy. In on the play for the Bears, number 89, Karchner, first man there. And Santos will pick up maybe a yard. It'll bring up now 3rd and 8 for South Summit.
Looks like we're going to take it.
As Georgie and Brady in for the Wildcats. 3rd and long for South Summit. Getting a little frustrated. They're not able to move the ball as they typically have done throughout the year. As Summit Academy's defense doing a great job in this drive as they send Tillett in motion. Jones is back to pass. He's scrambling right, being pursued. He goes up over the top, and it's caught by Harley Georgie, but out of bounds. Great catch there by Georgie, but he was unable to keep his feet in the green, and it'll be a punting situation for South Summit, and they will punt now to the Bears. Good defensive series by Summit Academy, and it'll put Georgie back to punt one more time for the Wildcats.
The defense of the Bears has definitely stiffened up. They've been playing pretty well to make this a good football game here. Keep them within one score.
Georgie has got the wind at his back on this punt. If he'd like to get one high, and does, and he booms a deep one over the head, and it bounces all the way into the end zone. Got a great bounce, and the gross punt is going to be for 63 yards, but they're going to bring it out to the 20 as it took a hard bounce with that wind at its back. And he'll bring it out to the 20 for the Bears.
See where that football is, Cody? I think that's a gross of about 122.
I think bounced all the way out of the back of the end zone, all the way out to the track, as it just kept bouncing, and that wind I'm sure helped it. Probably a 15, 20 mile per hour wind now out of the south end of this field. So right into the face of Summit Academy. 5 minutes left in this second quarter. Summit Academy would like to churn a drive here. Keep the ball out of the South Summit hands, see if they can't put something together offensively as Hines gets the snap. He hands up to
Baird
up the middle. Ball's on the ground. We'll see if they called it down, and they will. As he hit the ground, that ball came out. And South Summit's trying to claim they jumped on it, which they did. But we'll see here on the replay if he was down on the ground. As Baird, as he hit the ground, it popped out. So good call there by the official. Baird picks up 7. Ball now at the 27-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 3. Might be a chance for Hines to try to put something up in the air. Man wide to the left, wide to the right. And he this time will hand off to the left-hand side to Baird again. And this time he's close to the 30, close to the first down. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short. That was Denos actually, number 3. So a little bit short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and less than a yard.
Good tackle there, the big number 78, Hunter Angel. Keep him from picking up that first down.
So about a half a yard left for the Bears. Probably a good time here. Might be Hines' time, as this time they go to a completely open set. Nobody in the backfield with Hines. Bad snap. Hines is trying to follow the ball all the way back to the 10. And a tough break there for the Bears. Didn't look like Hines was ready for the snap as he turns to the center with his arms out, wondering what happened there as Hines wasn't ready, and the ball bounces all the way back to the 10-yard line. He does a good job of jumping on it, prevent a turnover to the Wildcats. He's going to have to now punt deep in his own end zone. Unfortunate break. Really the first big mistake there by Summit Academy in this first half. It's 4th down and 21 yards. Ball sitting at the 10-yard line. They got to get to the 30, and Hines will have to move back into his own end zone. And so into this wind, it's going to be tough to get much of a punt. He low lines it, and only about a 20-yard punt, and it bounces out of bounds at the 20, 21-yard line. Now bounces out to the 25. 15-yard punt by Hines. Another mistake there from the Bears. That's going to give great field position to South Summit deep in South Summit Academy territory.
This is the best field position the South Summit Wildcats have had the whole game, isn't it?
It's a good opportunity for these Wildcats. 3 minutes left in the second quarter as Summit Academy makes a couple of errors, one on the punt, one on the snap, turns the ball over to South Summit, and Averett this time, hard yardage up the middle, and he's going to pick up 3 or 4 yards on the play. It balls out to the 21-yard line, 2:50 and counting, as Averett continues to run hard in his last game as a South Summit Wildcat, turning 2A MVP from last year, trying to make a good memory here on back-to-back state championships for the Wildcats. Averett again up the middle's got good yardage, and he's close to a first down, up close to the 16-yard line, had to get to about the 14 and a half. He's going to be a little bit short, 2:20 and counting now as Averett 4 or 5 more yards on the carry. He'll bring up third and a couple.
I'd expect South Summit to stick to the running game here, pick up these last couple yards.
So an official timeout looks like a bit of an equipment problem as they're working on Averett's helmet. Give South Summit a chance to think about what they want to do here. A lot of options at 3rd and 2. Again, as we mentioned, they have not gotten any of these wing backs out to the wide side of the field yet. It's been mostly Averett up the middle as Summit Academy has done a great job of containing this South Summit speed on the run. So we'll see what South Summit does on 3rd and 2. Jones is going to another penalty, and that could be a costly one if that's on South Summit. That'll move a 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 7. So a little bit of a break here for the Bears as South Summit moves one more time early, probably their 4th, 5th false start on the game thus far. So going to make things a bit more difficult. 3rd and 7 from the 21 now. Got to get to about the 14. Clock moves at 1:48 as Jones now has Averett back deep behind him. In motion goes Santos. They come on a counter to Tillett. He's met right at the line of scrimmage. Read really well by Summit Academy as they sat and waited right on the counter play to Tillett. And the first man there was number 89 and number 81 for the Bears. Samuel Velez, 89 Karchner there as well. Beautiful job. It's 4th down, 1:18 and counting. And South Summit's going to go on 4th down. Could be a huge play. And this time Summit Academy jumps. Coaching staff upset on the side of Summit Academy as they had South Summit in a 4th and a long 5. I still don't think that'll give them the first down, but it'll move it a lot closer. So now less than a yard, what looks like maybe a foot over there. Much easier opportunity. 1:05 left. South Summit has 2 timeouts left, so they have some opportunities to stop this clock, as they certainly don't want to give the ball back, but want to maintain some time to give them what they want to do, as they're 15 yards away from putting up a 2-touchdown lead late into this second quarter. 4th and less than a yard, and Jones is going to keep it. He's going to pick it up, trying to spin for more yardage. Good run by Ty Jones. He's inside the 10, down to the 9-yard line. That'll stop the clock with the move of the chains. 46 seconds left as Ty Jones picks up a big 4th down as South Summit trying to score late in this second quarter. Timeout South Summit. Be a big, big opportunity for the Wildcats if they could put up a 2-score lead going into halftime.
That was a great play there by Ty Jones. It looked like he used the Tasmanian Devil spinning around like that through the defense.
He's very shifty and is able to just maneuver his way through little seams. Spun out of a tackle, picked up about 6 yards on the play. And so South Summit knocking on the door deep in Summit Academy territory, and would like nothing better than to go up 20-21-6 here.
I'll tell you what, Cody, watching South Summit play the past couple games and their running attack has just been unbelievable. I have to give credit to the Bears coaching staff to prepare his team to stop our running attack like he has so far today in this first half.
Well, South Summit has put up 48 points the first game against a good Enterprise team that was tied for second in the 2A South, and then put up 49 points against South Sevier, who was the second seed out of the 2A South. So they're a good potent offense and trying to get 20 points on the board here early in this first quarter or first half. So we'll see right here, 1st and goal for South Summit inside the 10-yard line till it goes in motion. Jones looking to pass. He's across the middle to Santos. Touchdown, Bracken Santos on a little seam route. Had to lay out for the ball. Brought it in. His second touchdown of the game, and it's a 26 lead, South Summit. We've said that Santos's hands are unbelievable, and what a great catch there by Bracken Santos as he went parallel to the goal line right there to bring that play in. Jones led him as there was good coverage behind Santos. It was a good ball by Jones. If anybody was going to catch it, it was only going to be Santos. They go to the top receiver for South Summit, and Harley Georgie's extra point is up and good. What a huge play there from Jones to Santos. It's 21-6 now with 41 seconds left in this second quarter. Could be one of the big plays of the game as Santos brings in his second big receiving touchdown of the day. And the Wildcats now going to put a huge statement up on the board and going to go in, providing South Summit is able to prevent a Summit Academy score here in the late 41 seconds of this second quarter, but could be the turning point of the game thus far.
Oh, it was a beautiful play. I mean, 20 out of 20 times, Cody, I'm dropping that ball. I'm sure you would too. Maybe you might get one, but Santos, those hands are just unbelievable. I mean, I'm sure people are getting sick of us saying it, but we really can't say it enough.
Bracken Santos, great catch, good hands. One of the top receivers in 2A, and today I'd say he's as good as anybody as Jones looks for the reliable senior one more time. And good play from the South Summit, and I think it's a great call there. 1st and goal. You got to be look and run from this team. They widened that Summit Academy defense, opened up a little seam for Santos. That's all he needed, and Georgie's kick, high, deep, end-over-end kick will go clear to the back of the end zone with a little bit of wind at his back. Georgie will pin Summit Academy at the 20 with 41 seconds left. And now another tough call by Summit Academy. What you do with these 41 seconds. Certainly can't turn the ball over. So Summit Academy has 41 seconds and 1 timeout left, trailing by 15 as they scored on their first possession of the ball game on the fumble on the first offensive play of this championship game from Averett. They went in and scored, led by 6. South Summit's rattled off 21 unanswered points. 2 big touchdowns from Santos. Catching the ball from Ty Jones, and now Hagen Hines with 41 seconds. Gets the snap, and he's going to go on a quarterback draw up the middle. Good yardage as he's still running. Hard run across the 35 to the 36, 37-yard line. 17-yard pickup. That'll move the chains. 34 seconds left in the second quarter. And with that wide open offense, able to open up a scene. Good call there on the quarterback draw. Clock starts again. Under 30 seconds now. As South Summit putting Zimmerman and Santos deep. And Hines now under pressure by Miles. Miles gets in his face. He lofts the ball up out of bounds. Hines does a nice job getting rid of it as Ethan Miles was right inside his grill right there trying to throw the ball, and Hines does a nice job of stopping the clock. 18 seconds left. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Didn't see a receiver anywhere near that ball in that pass there, Cody. I don't know, but I guess the refs might have saw something I didn't see.
I keep looking. Number 77 for Summit Academy has some bright yellow shoes. Each time I look down there, I keep thinking it's a flag. No flag, just yellow shoes there by number 77, Elijah Johansson. Good right tackle for the Bears. And 5 men out wide to the left and right for Hines. He's going to try to pass. He's under a little bit of pressure across the middle. It's tipped. It's picked off. Santos gets the interception. And he's out left trying to make some of the return. And he's across down to the 40-yard line with 5 seconds left. It seems like Santos's hands are everywhere. He gets the tipped ball. And interception for South Summit with 4 seconds left. Can't say it enough as Hines put a pretty good ball into the middle, but it was just tipped by a flying, it looked like Rockhill coming across. Nope, that was Luke Sidaway with the tip, and it dropped into the hands of Santos. Santos picks up the interception. South Summit's got one play. Try to air it up to somebody right here. They sent Tillett in motion. Jones drops back. He's got a little bit of time. Now he's going to have to tuck it and run. He's across the 30 to the 25. Still trying to find yardage. Spinning around, and Ty Jones gets all the way inside the 10-yard line. Real close to scoring as they put Summit Academy's stomachs in a bit of an uproar over there as he still maneuvered and got all the way down to the 6-7. But that's going to end this second quarter. And with the first half in the books, it's a 21-6 lead for South Summit in this 2A state championship. And a great end to this quarter for the Wildcats as they're able to score and get the turnover, and we'll go into the locker room by 15. Jeremy, about what we expected, I thought, from South Summit offensively, is they able to put up points. But like you mentioned, Summit Academy's defense doing a good job and still keeping them in this ball game. Still opportunities in this second half as South Summit in these first two games have been out to big leads. And this time it's going to be a dogfight.
I agree, Cody. I mean, I really like the containment of the Bears' defense here. They have not let any of our speedy runners get to the outside and have any big gains. The only running game we've been able to do is put it right up the middle with Colby Averett. So
yeah, you're right on the money. In fact, I'd like to see the longest run play we've probably had is 5-6 yards as Summit Academy's defense has been excellent. A couple of pass plays is really the difference in this ball game to Santos, and a little bit of a mistake there on that punt really hurt Summit Academy late in that second quarter as they had the botched snap from the center, and then the poor punt there into the wind gave great field position where this game's a lot tighter. So we'll take a little bit of a break as they honor some 2A academic all-state honorees marching their way out. We'll come back here in a few minutes. It's South Summit leading in the 2A state championship 21-6 over Summit Academy.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Representing Region 16, and Ron Cuff, Executive Director of the Utah High School Activities Association. Here are the academic all-state recipients. From Beaver High School, Peyton Rabb. From Beaver High School, Gideon White. From Enterprise High School, Captain McLean Hunt. From Enterprise High School, Ricardo Ryan Ramos. From Denison Valley High School, Murray Olson. From Layton Christian Academy, Garrett Elney. From North Summit High School, Matthew Boyer. From North Summit High School, Corbin Rupp. From South Sevier High School, Brock Bastian. And from South Sevier High School, Trevor Jones. These young men were selected to this team on the basis of their athletic ability and academic proficiency. It might interest you to know that the combined grade point average of this team is 3.994. Please join them with me. Thank you, High School Activities Association, and congratulating these young men with a warm round of applause. Congratulations.
$25 and $500 students in a class, SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference.
You want a quality education? How's this? All of SUU's nursing graduates passed their licensing exam on the first try in May of 2010. 100% of our students, not most of them, all of them. Small classes, caring faculty, the best facilities, that equals quality. Again, in May of 2011, 100% of our students passed the test. That's quality. You expect it, SUU delivers it.
now we welcome to the field the Summit Academy High School cheerleaders.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Choosing a college is tough, but there's a big difference between 25 and 500 students in a class. SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference.
We're back at Southern Utah University. Jeremy Fierro, Cody Bowen bringing you the 2A state championship, high school football. South Summit leading 21-6 as we're just about 3-4 minutes away from third quarter action starting. Few stats for you to summarize this first half. South Summit, as we mentioned, had a couple of big plays to Bracken Santos as he has 55 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and a big 46-yard pass play to get them on the board on their second touchdown. Isaac Tillett has 1 reception for 1 yard. South Summit just has 3 receptions, but 2 of them for touchdowns. Ty Jones leading the way offensively on the rushing side. He has 6 carries for 94 yards and a 49-yard play. Almost scored on a huge run right before the second quarter ended as he was about 6 yards short, which would have made this a really big margin for South Summit. But fortunately for Summit Academy, they're able to tackle him short of the touchdown. Colby Averitt has 9 carries and 55 yards for South Summit on the rushing side for South Summit as well. South Summit has 205 total yards and have 8 first downs as well, 6 of those from the rushing side. For Summit Academy, Hagan Hines has 7 carries for 21 yards. Beard has 4 carries for 29 yards, and Gordon 3 carries for 25 yards, as Beard and Gordon have had some good opportunities, but just not a lot of attempts yet, as Summit Academy, with only 122 yards total offense in that first half, just haven't been able to get a whole lot going offensively, as they were able to score on the first turnover from South Summit deep in South Summit territory, but unable to really put sustained drives together to put any more points onto the board. And a lead or trail by 15 as we enter this third quarter of play. Jeremy, what does Summit Academy got to do to get back on this chance for a win here today?
You know, overall, Cody, I think they've been playing pretty good defense. The real difference in the game has been 2 big plays by Bracken Santos on the receiving side. Without being able to contain him, I mean, if they were able to, it'd be a 7-6 ball game and it'd be a different story right now. But I think they did a good job of shutting down the run, but they didn't realize the air attack we had as well.
Yeah, Summit Academy has made some huge adjustments since the first time that these two teams played early in the year, as they've really contained the South Summit speed outside, as South Summit's really had no opportunities on either side of the field with the speedy wingbacks, Santos or Tillett, rushing the ball. Jones and Avert have both had good yardage up the middle at times, as they each, as we mentioned, Jones has 94 yards and Avert 55 yards, but almost all of that has come right up the center, and really no big offensive run plays to speak of for South Summit. It's just been churning away a little bit time by time. You mentioned the big pass plays to Santos. One, he went parallel with the ground, dove on the shorter touchdown, and then the long 46-yarder over the top. And he's really been a key influencer of this game so far, as Jones has laid it to him perfectly a couple of times, and Santos has made the play. So we look forward to an exciting second half coming up, as Summit Academy has some work to do. They've got to find something they can do offensively to get back, as they've got 15 points to make up, prevent this potent South Summit offense from scoring anymore. So big work for Summit Academy ahead. We'll be back in about a minute and a half to bring you third quarter action. Thanks for joining us here at Southern Utah University. 2A state championship football, South Summit leading 21-6.
Here we go, underway, the start of the second half. Georgie's kicking off.
So deep in the end zone again as we're back to a state championship football. Harley Georgie booms one into the end zone again. That wind has been at the back of Georgie on several kickoffs now as he pins Summit Academy one more time at the 20. Summit Academy out of the locker room has got to make some adjustments on this offensive end. 122 yards in the first half's not going to cut it. They're going to need 200 to 300 as they're going to have to march the ball against this South Summit defense right here, 80 yards. They've got to get something going here early. As my guess is South Summit really wants to pin their ears back now and put some pressure onto Hines, as he's got two men wide to the left and to the right. And he's going to hand off to Gordon up the middle. And this time, great job by South Summit as they will hold him from the line of scrimmage. Looks like Hunter Angel was one of the first ones there.
Hunter Angel and Colby Averett both hit him pretty hard at the same time.
Averett and Angel, two linebackers, filling the holes there as Castone and Brady took on those lead blockers. Stood him up, and Averett and Angel come from behind, clean it up. He's going to get no yardage on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Bears. Just underway into this third quarter. Weather has been okay thus far, holding up for this 2A state championship. Summit Academy this time will hand off again up the middle, and this time Brady right in early, as well as Mark Yost on the play, as Yost gets a nice tackle from that defensive tackle position. Now 3rd and 10 for the Bears.
2 run plays there, Cody. As I look out across the stadium, those flags are blowing pretty hard against the Bears. So if they put the ball up in the air, it's going to be pretty tough.
Especially if they're going to have to, as we mentioned, punt into this thing deep in their own territory. Last thing they want to do is a 3 and out and have to punt into this win. They will have the win with them in the fourth quarter, but they can't lose much more time or points on this scoreboard as Hines looks over the top of the middle. He's got a man, and he's hit hard by Quinn Zimmerman, but a nice catch there by number 1. That's Wyatt Gorringe for Summit Academy. He's going to move the chains on a nice touch pass from Hines across the middle as Zimmerman hit him hard. But Gorringe does a nice job of holding on to the football. 1st and 10, Summit Academy.
Very good route by Gorringe there to find the hole up the middle of the field.
And now Hines this time just going to tuck it and go, and he's hit hard by Averett. Colby Averett meeting the big quarterback right past the 30-yard line. He's going to lose about a half a yard, and that's a lot of football player coming from both the defense and the offensive side of the ball. Over 400 pounds meeting right there as Averett and Hines. Hard collision, and Averett drives Hines back. He'll lose a half a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 11. 2 of the top players in 2A meeting right there at the line of scrimmage as Hines now in 2nd and 11. He's got to get his team rolling offensively. He's going to take it up the middle one more time. This time good yardage. Daxton Hansen in on the play along with Hunter Angel as Hines this time gets a good yardage up across the 38-yard line. Bring up now 3rd and about 4 for Summit Academy. Hunter Angel having a good third quarter here. Been on a lot of tackles. Another one of the great seniors South Summit has. That linebacker spot. 2 great inside linebackers, Averett and Angel. So big 3rd down for Summit Academy. Like to keep this drive going. 3rd and 4. Hines is back to pass. Pressured by Brady. He's hit hard. Ball's up in the air. Great catch by Summit Academy. I believe that's Harp. Beautiful catch as Matt Brady was all over Hagan Hines. And Hines stood in, took a big hit, laid a beautiful ball up, and Harp comes down with the catch. Brady came almost untouched through that line, and what a great catch there by Harp.
That was an all-around beautiful football play right there. Bears are doing exactly what they need to do starting this third quarter. March that ball right down the field.
Huge play there from Summit Academy on 3rd and 4. They pick up good yardage now all the way to the South Summit 27. Hines on the run, breaking tackles, and picks up 4 or 5 down to the 22-yard line. And Hines now starting to get things rolling for Summit Academy. Tackled right there this time by number 81, Matt Brady, having a nice game for South Summit as well. As now Hagan Hines putting together a good drive as they've now marched 58 yards on this first drive down to the 22-yard line of South Summit. 8:27 on the clock. Would do Summit Academy wonders if they could get on the scoreboard on this first drive. Hines this time met beautifully by number 25, Harley Georgie. And they drive the big quarterback back to the 25-yard line. He'll lose 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 8 for Summit Academy.
Good job of the Wildcat defense there to stiffen up, stop the big plays from happening.
4 great linebackers here for South Summit across. Georgie, Averett, Angel, and Hansen. Is now a little defensive substitution for South Summit as another great backer comes in some pass coverage. Luke Sidaway brings in some speed at that linebacker spot as Hagan Hines be looking probably to pass here. He's got a great arm And he's going to look left. He's trying to find somebody. He's under pressure. He's going to roll right. And he's going to have a chance to run the ball, see if he can make the yardage marker. He's close as he's driven out of bounds at about the 18-yard line, 19-yard line. He's going to be just about a yard and a half short. Couldn't find anything downfield. Decides to tuck the ball under and run it. And he's driven out of bounds by number 44, Daxton Hansen. 4th and 2, another huge play here for the Bears. Try to get this drive going.
This spot in the field, I feel like they have to go for it.
They've got to go for it here. As field goal would put them within 12. It would still be a 2-touchdown lead as they've burned a lot of time on this drive as well, which is okay if they score. Big 4th down play, 4th and 2. Hines gets the snap. They hand off to Danas up the middle. Good yardage by Danas. He's going to pick up about 10. About 7-8 on the play. Great play there by Summit Academy. One more time, a big conversion on 4th down. It's 1st and 10 at the 12. Great impressive drive here by Summit Academy. Exactly what the Bears needed. Now deep into South Summit territory as Hines orchestrating a nice drive, and that time Danas picks up good yardage. So 1st and 10 at the 12. 7:07 left in this third quarter. South Summit leading 21-6. And this time they hand off again off the right side and hit hard this time. He'll pick up no yardage. Ball carrier on the play is number 3, Danas, one more time.
Brought down by Averitt there.
Averitt again on the tackle. No yardage on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Number 51 for South Summit checking out. That's Colton Crawford. And number 55 checking into the ball game, Jared Blazard for South Summit. 4-man front this time for the Wildcats. 2nd and 10. Ball at the 12. Hines looks to run to the right side, cuts it back left, breaks out of a tackle, and he's inside the 5-yard line to the 4. Good run there by Hines as Yost had a chance, had a chance to bring him down with a minimal yardage. Hines runs out of the tackle, and he's real close to a 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd and 2 inside the 5.
As you said before, Hines runs just like Averitt. They're very similar. They put the head down and just keep going forward.
Well, they're so strong, too, from the waist down. It's just hard to bring them down as they get over top of that football. And it's just a big, strong runner, banging yardage. And this time he'll do it again if you can get him to go laterally like they did. Ball's out, and they will call it on the ground as it would have been a South Summit touchdown. Okay, and that's really the key, as we mentioned. If you can get Hines to go left to right on this field, he's much easier to bring down. South Summit does just that. They'll force a yard loss on the play, and it'll bring up now another huge 4th down from Summit Academy as this South Summit defense trying to hold the Bears out of the end zone. Been huge plays on this Bear drive as they converted on a 3rd and 4 earlier on a big pass play to Harp. And then Hines converts on a handoff to Danas earlier on a 4th down play. Another big one here. And it's going to be a timeout. Summit Academy wants to make sure things are in place. We'll take a timeout. 4:58 left, third quarter. Big play here in this ball game as Summit Academy has 4th and 3 from the 5.
You want a quality education? How's this? All of SUU's nursing graduates passed their licensing exam on the first try in May of 2010. 100% of our students, not most of them, all of them. Small classes, caring faculty, the best facilities. That equals quality. Again, in May of 2011, 100% of our students passed the test. That's quality. You expect it, SUU delivers it.
Big play here, deep in South Summit territory. 4:58 left, third quarter. South Summit trying to keep the Summit Academy Bears out of the end zone to a state championship. Big play right here as Hines gets the snap. He's going to try to pitch and does, and he's got a man across the 5. He's not going to make it. Not going to make it. Zimmerman and Santos drive Gordon out short of the first down. We just barely talked about Jeremy going left to right. The South Summit defense is too quick, and they get Gordon out of bounds before he makes it in. And great stop there on the end of the field there for South Summit, keeping Summit Academy out of the end zone. Big turnover on downs as Summit Academy marched the ball 75 yards all the way down to the South Summit 5. They fall short. South Summit will take over with 4:52 left, third quarter. In motion goes Tillett. They hand off to Averett up the middle. Averett, good yardage, out to the 11-yard line. Picks up about 6 on the play. And South Summit now, Summit Academy burning 7 minutes of that third quarter. And with South Summit now with the ball, leading by 15, will be plenty content to churn away up the middle of this field. That's really the only spot they've found yardage running the ball has been between the tackles to Averett and Jones on a few keepers. Summit Academy, mentioned, has done a great job of shutting down the outside ends of these fields. As this time Jones now will hand off. Nope, he keeps it this time. Should have handed off to Averett as he loses a yard. Great job, Summit Academy. Inside quickly as they're all over Jones. And this time coming quickly is number 8. That's Colby Beard for the Bears. Holds Jones to losing a yard, and it'll bring up now 3rd and 6. That was a big play, changing kind of the scope of this drive. Summit Academy could get a 3-and-out deep in this South Summit territory. Could probably still keep themselves with some hope in this ball game. Still only down by 2 touchdowns, but this third quarter's drawing to a close here quickly as Averett up the middle. Big run there by Colby Averett. Still going as he's out to the 18-yard line. Huge pickup on first down as Averett picks up 9-10 on the play. 1st and 10, South Summit.
Big play by Averett there. The Bears were hoping for that stop to get the ball right back on their side of the field, but Averett had something to say about that.
Averett now with a big run on 3rd down. Keeps the ball in South Summit hands. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. Clock now at 3:35 in this third quarter. And one more time, they hand off to Averett up the middle. Heavy dose of Averett on this drive, and he still keeps the pile going. Ball all the way out to the 23-yard line. And Averett now picks up 6-7 on that play. 2nd and 4 for the Wildcats.
Starting to get some good chunks here for the Wildcats. Let's see if they can maybe break something out to the side here.
With this speed, and once again, Tillett and Santos really held in check on running the ball, and it's amazing as they've been able to be contained with that speed. Illegal shift on South Summit. Really having a difficult time with the shifts and false starts. About the 6th penalty offensively on South Summit. 5-yard variety is now that's going to push the ball all the way back to the 12-yard line. So another big penalty deep in their own territory on South Summit. 3:19 left in this third quarter. 1st and 15 at the 12. Tillett goes in motion. They go on a counter to Santos. Good running room by Santos this time. Good shoestring tackle by number 7 for Summit Academy. Sagan Fredrickson with the tackle. And it'll bring up now 2nd and 5. So Santos picks up close to 10 on the carry. Ball's out to the 23. They've got to get to the 28-yard line for the first down. Haven't heard much from Miles on the receiving end either. He's plenty able to pick up a big play if South Summit wants to put it in the air. Jones is going to keep this time. Still got his pitch man. Goes to Santos, and Santos unable to handle the pitch. Ball's down on the ground. Fortunately, it bounces back up into his hands, and he's actually going to pick up the first down on the fumble as he grabbed it as he was flying out of bounds. Fortunate break for the Wildcats as South Summit will continue possession. Little scary deep in their own territory as Summit Academy about got another gift from the Wildcats. 29-yard line, the ball sits, 1st and 10.
Looked like Santos was setting up for a block there, and all of a sudden the ball started coming his way.
Jones held it late, still delivered a nice pitch. This time he's looking to pass, and he's got a man across the middle to Miles, and Miles, does he come down with it? It looks like, looked like from our angle, he got his arms under it. Back official comes in, says it hit the ground. We'll get a look at it here on this replay. See if Miles was able to get it. Unfortunately, not much of a instant replay call here, and see if they give us one. It falls incomplete on the field, so it'll bring up now 2nd and 10. I'm not going to get a replay, so unfortunate break there for Miles. Almost came down with a great catch. As Jones now will get the snap, hands off to Averett off the right side. Good hard run by Averett. He lowers his shoulder, churning out hard yardage. Colby Averett out close to the first down. Looks like he'll pick it up. Signature run there by the big fullback and picks up good yardage. 1st and 10, South Summit.
Wildcats are doing a good job moving the ball right up the middle now.
Really shortening up this quarter as South Summit now has burned off 3 minutes as South Summit trying to run this thing down, leading by 15, trying to claim a second consecutive state championship. And Jones will keep this time. Good job by Summit Academy. That's number 69 on the play, I believe. Nope, no 69. We'll get Rothschild, 89 on the play. Nope, Karchner. At any rate, nice play there by Summit Academy. Holding Jones to no gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Clock continuing to run. 1:17 left in this third quarter. Really a tough break for Summit Academy, not scoring on that possession as they took a lot of time off the clock and unable to convert on the scoreboard as another false start on South Summit. Really hindering themselves offensively with these penalties, which is kind of unusual as this team's been a little more disciplined than that offensively, especially at the time of the snap. Move it back to the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 14.
Championship day jitters, Cody. I think that's all it is.
It's certainly a championship day here at Southern Utah University. 3 big games. Rich and Diamond Ranch won a championship following at 1:30. And at 4 o'clock, Judge and Juab in the 3AA championship. And Averett, good yardage out across the right-hand side. Good deception by Jones as he handed the ball, snuck it inside to Averett. I thought Jones may have kept it, but he slides it into Averett. Averett picks up good yardage, picks up about 10 on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 4 at the 45-yard line.
So far on this drive, it seems like to me that Averett's averaging about 7 yards per carry. I just keep giving it to him.
Yep, they're going to have to stop him at some point, and each time they do that, continues to open up a little more room outside if they could get there. Averett up the middle again, and he's going to be close to the first down marker. Real close as Averett's the first down marker's just past the 49.
Half a yard
and
short.
looks like he's a little bit short, so a tough call here by South Summit as it's 4th and less than a yard, and they may want to measure that one. As there's a timeout on the field, we'll take one as well. It's end of the third quarter. South Summit leading 21-6, 1 quarter left in the 2A state championship.
The Fairview Telephone Company was founded in 1903 to bring telephone service to small communities in central Utah when no one else would. That small phone company is now Centricom, and our vision hasn't changed. We want rural central Utah to have the very best options for high-speed internet, cable TV, and home phone. Why? Because we live here too. Centricom, your local telecommunications company.
Fourth and less than a yard to start this fourth quarter. South Summit trying to hold on to possession. Leading by 15 points, 21-6, right at midfield. Jones is going to tuck it under. It's going to be close. Flags come flying again. Another false start on South Summit, I think. And that might change the decision of the coaching staff as it was 4th and less than a yard. Another flag flies. I think Jones had picked up the first down. And we'll see the call. I'll start again. Formation foul on South Summit. So now what do you do if you're South Summit? 4th and 6 now as opposed to 4th and less than 1. So they'll march it back 5. That'll take the ball to the 44-yard line. And now South Summit, my guess is, has got a punt right here. Their defense has been tough as they, with the exception of the first possession where they've turned the ball deep in their own territory, the South Summit defense has been very stingy to Summit Academy. not giving up many big plays and keeping Summit Academy from scoring on multiple drives.
Coach Parker's pretty upset talking to the umps, the refs. He's looking for an explanation. I don't think they know where the illegal formation was.
So trying to get some response, some kind of an answer, as the coaching staff of South Summit, several of them out on the field. They've already had a sideline warning once, so can't afford another one. So not getting the answer they want. Looks like South Summit's going to bring in the punt team. So a break there for the Bears as they get another penalty on the South Summit offense. That will change the decision-making for the coaching staff from South Summit. Had a first down on the less than a yard pickup, but this time now South Summit will punt, and back deep is Harp for the Bears as South Summit going to get another penalty. Oh, there it is as Yost come running in late, didn't get set. South Summit having some difficulty getting some snaps off, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on South Summit again. We'll see if Summit Academy wants to have them punt it. I'd have them punt it again as the ball's all the way down to the 15-yard line.
For sure, take the other next 5 yards. I think what happened there is they were so upset about the last play, they weren't paying attention to the next one.
A little bit of a personnel problem there for the South Summit offense. And now a decision to be made for Summit Academy. Consecutive movement up front for South Summit. South Summit's going to have to punt it again. I think that's a good decision by Summit Academy as they were pinned down to their own 15-yard line. No return on the play. So they'll make South Summit punt it one more time, 5 yards back and into this wind. So we'll see what kind of punt Georgie for South Summit can get.
That's too bad. He just had a great punt on that last one.
Stephen Hart back deep for Summit Academy. This time he's standing at the 30. Gets a kick up. This one's high. That wind will hold it up. Harp is going to let it drop, and it's going to take a South Summit bounce. And it will bounce all the way down to the 21-yard line. So Summit Academy picks up 6 additional yards on the forced punt again. And their offense will make their way out to the field. Down to 11 minutes. Need 2 scores and a 2-point conversion to make up the 15-point gap they have. 21-6 lead for South Summit. They've got to get something going as they had a nice drive on that first possession, but a whole quarter expended and only one chance they've had to hold the ball in this second half. And so they're not going to get many more chances in this 2A state championship. 11:32 left in the ball game. South Summit still leading by 15 as Hines needs to get something going quickly as Harp goes in motion. Hines now comes back on a little counter reverse. South Summit trying to trail. Harp trying to get to the corner. Nothing there. South Summit defense. Great job as Averett and Georgie in on the play as trying some misdirection as South Summit does a great job. First one there was Georgie. And number 11, Halen Rockhill, comes off. Looks like a shoulder injury from that right corner spot. And so that's going to bring in Isaac Tillett, number 15, at that corner spot as Rockhill looks like he has something going on with his right shoulder, getting some attention on the sideline. 2nd and 11 for the Bears. They lose a yard on the play. Clock continuing to run, 10:50 now. Hines deep in the shotgun. Gets the snap, and he's looking to pass. Goes deep to Harp. Harp comes underneath it, and almost could have been a penalty as the ball fell short. Harp tried to come back to it, and Tillett didn't quite get his head turned around. No flag on the play. South Summit fortunate there to not get a pass interference play, as Summit Academy will now have a 3rd and long.
I think Tillett tripped over his own feet there for a second. That's why he didn't even know the pass was coming. He was just trying to catch up to the receiver.
Summit Academy changing it up a little bit on quarterback that time. Number 7, Sagan Fredrickson, threw the ball on that play. And he makes his way off the field now as Hines back throwing the football this time. 3rd and 11 for Summit Academy. And Hines pulls it back, looking for a man across the middle, and it's going to be picked off. It's Santos again, another interception. He's across the 20, the 10. He's trying to cut it back and almost gets in inside the 5, but another penalty down as Santos gets the deflected ball on the interception, but a flag is down. And we'll see what the penalty is. Ken, it didn't look like it was pass interference.
Might have been pass interference on the offense.
So a decision to be made here. Could be a costly one. If this isn't a penalty on South Summit, it might end. And they will call pass interference on South Summit. Huge, huge call. That may have sealed this game with South Summit inside the 5 on the Santos return from the interception. That's going to keep Summit Academy alive. Pass interference, that'll move the chains. First down, huge call there on the official side of the ball right there as they keep Summit Academy's drive going.
South Summit with an awful lot of penalties today. They're really helping the Bears out here.
A lot of penalties in the second half on the South Summit side. Really helping this drive continue for the Bears. Hines, new life, 10:27 left, fourth quarter. And there's some more motion on the Summit Academy side as the ball's out to Whedon. And Whedon picks up 7 or 8 on the play, but it's going to be a false start on the running back. I believe that was Harp next to Hines. Went a little early. They'll move it back 5. And it's been a penalty-riddled kind of half here. Not many on Summit Academy. This time they lose 5. Moves the ball back to the 26-yard line. 1st and 15 for the Bears. Summit Academy cannot afford to burn much more time here. They've got to get something moving. Down 15, 70 yards into the end zone. They've got to march. Had a hard time getting big chunks of yardage against this pretty stingy South Summit defense. 1st and 15. Hines will hand off to Denas, and Denas gets tripped up by Colby Averett. Beautiful tackle there by Colby, really asserting himself on both sides of the ball in this second half, running the ball as well as that linebacker spot, sneaking in, tripping up Denas, picks up maybe a half a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and a long 14.
Hunter Angel looks like he got hurt on the play. Coming out now.
So going to a little more speed with Angel coming out as Tillett comes in.
Sorry, that wasn't Angel.
Yeah, I think it was. 78.
Oh, yep.
2nd and 14 for the Bears. Hines looking to pass this time. A little hitch and go going across the middle, and beautiful play there by Halen Rockhill as he snuck inside the ball. A little bit underthrown by Hines as Halen Rockhill back into the ball game. Breaks the play up. It'll bring up 3rd and 15.
Hines was under a lot of pressure there. Ethan Miles was coming in from the right wing. He had to get rid of that sooner than he wanted to.
Hines now 3rd and 15 for the Bears. Did a great job on the previous drive of continuing drives on 3rd downs and 4th downs, falling just short in their last attempt at 4th and 3 at the 5-yard line. 3rd and 15 this time, 9:38 left in the ball game. South Summit still leading as Hines rolls right, trying to find a man. He's got a man. It's Denas. He's across the 40-yard line, but he's drugged down by Colby Averett. And it's going to bring up another 4th down decision for the Bears as the sure tackling of Averett keeps Denas short as Averett came across, dove hard, and brought Denas down. He's 6 yards short, 4th down. And we'll see what Summit Academy does as Hines is back like he's looking to punt. But he moves in and out of that shotgun and punt formation, seems like each time. And looks like another timeout. South Summit will take one here. Timeout on the field, 9:01 left in this 2A state championship. South Summit leading 21-6.
Choosing a college is tough, but there's a big difference between 25 and 500 students in a class. SUU has small classes. It's a big difference if your professor is teaching class or doing research. SUU professors are in the classroom teaching and calling on you by name. At SUU, distinguished faculty are in small classes teaching rigorous nationally accredited programs on a safe campus in an unrivaled natural setting. Southern Utah University. There is a difference.
RPT provides sports medicine and physical therapy care from early to professional athletes. RPT provides sports medicine services for 8 local high schools. RPT, the official sports medicine sponsor of the Utah High School Activities Association.
Big fourth down for Summit Academy as they trail by 2 touchdowns. 9 minutes left in the ball game. They won't have many more possessions. Hines is back, and it looks like he's going to pass. He's under pressure. He's going up deep over the middle, and it's just going to fall over the outstretched hands of Gordon as Summit Academy goes for it all on 4th and 5 as Gordon was running down the center of the field and had a couple of steps on the South Summit secondary. Hines overthrows it just a bit, and it'll turn the ball over to South Summit. Gutsy call there by Summit Academy. Admire them going for it right there, just unable to execute. That'll turn the ball over to South Summit. Ball's at the 40-yard line now, and South Summit in a great spot here to burn clock and get their second consecutive 2A state championship. 8:54 left, and really looking good here for the Wildcats.
I think Summit Academy made the right choice. They had to go for it. They're down by 2 scores at this point in the game.
Well, South Summit's just going to run the ball right here. They're going to burn time. They're not going to get much more as Tillett still can't get anything off the right-hand side as he is unable to get yardage continually, as Tillett usually breaks a big one each game. And give credit to Summit Academy as they've contained him well. 2-yard pickup, 2nd and 8. And Summit Academy seeing that clock continue to run as Brady comes off. Looks like he's a little banged up.
You got to think, this being the second time Summit Academy has seen South Summit, they know when we're going to run it to the outside. We're not fooling them.
Averett up through the middle, still churning hard yardage, dragging a couple of Bear defenders. He's out to the 32, 33-yard line. He's close to the first down. It'll be about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short. Bring up 3rd and 2. And Averett has carried the load offensively in this second half. Nothing fancy, just hard-nosed running. Clock burning up 2 touchdowns, exactly what South Summit needs. And Summit Academy could use a turnover right here. See if they can't get their hands on the ball somehow, spring something loose. They need something big as their title chances are winding down on this clock. One more time to Averett up the middle. Hard yardage. Averett grinding out yards inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. First down, and it's an Averett show here offensively for the Wildcats. Move the chains one more time inside the red zone. South Summit could put it away with the score right here as Averett again with good yardage.
Big play by the Wildcats there. They're now inside the red zone. 7 minutes left, 7:30 left. Up by 2 scores. If they can punch this in, that wouldn't be good for the Bears.
Summit Academy at some point has got to get tired of seeing 32 come across that line of scrimmage, as it's just wearing on them right here. They go to Averett again. Averett again, 5-6 yards down to the 9-yard line. Getting close to 1st and goal. He picks up 5 more. It'll be 2nd and 5 inside the 10 as the clock now goes under 7 minutes. South Summit in no hurry. Another touchdown on the board would probably seal another championship for the South Summit Wildcats. They have 5 championships in their history in 77, 78, 84, 88, and last year after a long spell of championships. South Summit trying to get 2 in a row, knocking on the door of putting this out of reach. They go up under Averett. This time Summit Academy with a nice stop up the middle. They get about a 1-yard pickup. Good job there by the Bears. Brings up 3rd and 4 for South Summit.
Bears look like they had Ireland Forbes and Nathan Losey on that play there to make the stop. First time I've seen Averett stop this quarter.
Big play here for the Bears. South Summit needs to put any kind of points up on the board. Even a field goal here would make it an 18-point lead and would be a 3-possession scoring lead. It might be a little more than Summit Academy can come up with. Averett one more time. He's trying to drag yardage close, and he's to the 5-yard line, just about a 1/2 yard to a yard short. So 4th down. Interesting call here for South Summit. And we'll see what the Wildcat coaching staff decides on 4th and a yard. I haven't seen Averett come up with less than a yard in this ball game as Chris Costona for South Summit. Looks like he's got a twisted ankle, some kind of a foot problem, and they bring in a replacement. 4th and 1, ball game on the line here for Summit Academy. 5:31 left in the ball game, and Averett back one more time for South Summit. in motion, goes Tillett. Jones is going to roll left. He's got Brady wide open, and Jones just throws it out too far for Brady. A great call by the South Summit staff. Ty Jones just led him a little too far as Brady broke free from the tight end spot. So Summit Academy still clinging to life. 5:18 left on the game. They have 95 yards to go and need to get the ball back quickly. So Hines will be looking to throw it. Gutsy call there, Jeremy. You like the call. Just unable to execute it.
Well, that's the problem with throwing on fourth down. You know, I do like the call. He was wide open, but you never know. There's too many variables when you throw the ball. Running that ball with Colby Averitt up the middle might have been what you need to do to pick up a half a yard.
So that'll give Summit Academy the football as Hines stands in his own end zone. Going to have to throw quickly. He goes on a quick one out to Whedon. Whedon sheds a tackler but gets hit hard by Harley Georgie, as Harley Georgie's had a great ball game from that right linebacker, outside linebacker spot, makes a sure tackle on Whedon, keeps him in bounds, and they'll pick up about 3 yards on the play. They're going to need more than 3 a play to get into the end zone here with 4:56 left. Great sure tackle there by another senior for the South Summit team, Georgie, as Hines this time goes. Ball's tipped. It goes to Georgie. Georgie's got a chance to score, and Georgie on the pick six, and that should seal it for South Summit. Beautiful play. Let's see who got the tip. Ethan Miles tips the ball up. It goes right into the hands of Harley Georgie. He'll remember that one as the senior scores on the defensive side of the ball, and it's a 27-6 lead, and that could ensure the second consecutive state championship for South Summit. And it's the defense this time that puts points on the board. It's been a great defensive effort all year, and South Summit now with a chance to go up 28-6. Looks like they will repeat as the 2A state champions. Georgie, after scoring the touchdown, gets the extra point. It's good. It's a 28-6 lead, and things looking good here for South Summit to win again in the 2A North, or 2A championship football, coming out of the 2A North, the region champs. Summit Academy were the second place team here in the region. And it's been a good battle today, but South Summit proving to be just a little too much. With 4:44 left in the ball game, it might be time to celebrate here on the South Summit side.
That was a great play by the two seniors. Ethan Miles has been coming up big for South Summit the past couple weeks, and he's been very quiet in this game. What a huge play to tip that ball right into the hands of Harley Georgie.
Well, he saw he wasn't going to be able to get to the quarterback, and he just read the eyes of Hines, waited till he released that ball, got both hands up in the air, tipped it just enough, it hung, and Georgie, opportunistic on the play. You don't really dream of better plays for a linebacker deep in the territory of your opponent, and a ball just sails right into your hands with nobody in front of you, and that'll be something he'll be able to enjoy for a long time, as many of these seniors, and nearly all of them, putting on the South Summit green and white one last time and having a great memory here, leading 28-6. Georgie kicks off for South Summit. That wind holds it up. It's picked up at the 8, and Gordon will return it back for the Summit Academy Bears, and a great tackle by Porter Fitzgerald on the kickoff return or recover defense team for South Summit. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bears at the 20.
You know, Cody, the only points the Bears have had, 6 points, and that was off the first turnover of the game, off the first play. You know, it's been a great job by the South Summit defense to keep them out of the end zone.
South Summit has averaged less than 10 points a game all year, giving up on the defensive side. Things are holding true again here, holding Summit Academy to a 6-point lead. And South Summit really proving that they have been the dominant team in 2A football the last 2 years, and certainly this year, as they've not lost to a 2A team this year, and proving with the 22-point lead that they are great champions again, as Hines is rolling right. He's trying to find a man. It goes up high and almost picked off by number 21, Zimmerman, as it just sails out of his hands, out of bounds. Bring up now 2nd and 10.
Looks like Porter Fitzgerald's checking in the game.
And Angel coming across again into some pass coverage for the Wildcats, as Hines going to be looking to throw off. And 2nd and 10, ball still at the 20. 4:30 left in the ball game. Hines goes across the middle and almost picked off again, as Zimmerman looking to get a big hit or the interception, and able to get neither on that play. And it'll bring up now 3rd and 10 for the Bears.
I watched Zimmerman coming all the way from the sideline. He wasn't looking for an interception there, Cody. I think he was looking for the big hit. If you know Quinn as well as I do.
He's had some big hits throughout the year, looking for one there. Big number 67 for South Summit checking in, Jackson Lee. Yes, some of these seniors getting some time here in the state championship. With 4:26 left, leading by 22. Hines trying to keep his Bears going offensively. And it'll be a false start on Summit Academy. Had a lot of those this game. It'll move them back 5. 3rd and 15 now from the 15 for the Bears. Colton Crawford, number 51 for South Summit, a junior, has checked into the ball game. Luke Sidaway into the ball game as well at the right linebacker spot. So Hines, 3rd and 15. Looking left, got a man, and he's hit hard inside. Big hit by number 45, Porter Fitzgerald. The intended receiver was Wyatt Gorange for the Bears, and he got his helmet rung hard there as Porter Fitzgerald. Big hit. That's going to force a punt from the Bears, and that should about do it again. 4:20 left, and South Summit will be able to burn a lot of clock. Santos and Tillett, one more chance to get their hands on the ball on this punt return. Hines has the wind at his back and ought to be able to get a good punt off as he stands at about the 2-yard line. Good snap, gets the kick off, nice kick. It's going to go to Tillett. He'll pick it at the South Summit 40. Trying to find a seam, and Tillett's on the outside. Flag comes flying. Is Tillett still alive? And Tillett's going to score. But a flag did come flying in late as Isaac Tillett, 60-yard punt return. But a penalty, I believe, will bring that one back as it came flying just in front of the the Summit Academy sideline. And unfortunate for Tillett, that one will come back. Very dangerous, Isaac Tillett, one of the juniors that'll be returning for this South Summit football team next year. So that'll move South Summit back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which is about at the 46-yard line, so they'll march it back. Big penalty on South Summit. No harm done as they lead by 22 in 4 minutes and 3 seconds away from consecutive championships in 2A football. It's been a great run for South Summit. Coach Jerry Parker and his staff doing a great job, and want to commend as well the Summit Academy coaching staff from a new football team the last 4 years. Made huge strides and have made a nice ball game out of this today, as South Summit just proving to be a little too much as Summit Academy, as it talks about in the Deseret News, going from a 2-9 season in 2013 and going all the way now to what appears to be a 10-2 season and a championship runner-up. So a great season by the Summit Academy Bears again, as the handoff goes to Luke Sidaway as he gets a carry late in this ball game, and he's tripped up.
Looked like a illegal motion or something in the backfield there.
Another penalty down as Sidaway gets a chance to run the ball. No gain on the play, but that will move South Summit back. 5 more consecutive penalties in the game for South Summit. Another illegal shift. A lot of penalties on the Wildcats. Got to be 12-13 in this game.
At least that. Probably for almost 100 yards with that pass interference call.
3:53 and counting in the 2A state championship. And number 5 has checked into the ball game. Sophomore quarterback Nick Beasley getting a chance to call a few snaps. 3:39 now. And he'll hand off up the middle to number 7, Jordan Miller. And Jordan Miller gets hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. And another penalty comes in.
Late hit right there. Pushed number 27, Sidaway, down. No reason. A little frustration on the Bears side. Like you said before, Cody, you got to give credit to this coaching, both these coaching staffs. 2 state championships in a row for Jerry Parker. I think Scott Gorange is the Bears head coach, to bring them from a losing season to number 2 in the state this year. Great job, great support. We also want to thank all the parents of all the students, all the players, all the time that they've had to put in since they were little kids to get to this point. You know, as a parent, I'm sure you know, Cody, kids are a lot of time.
Well, there have been a lot of parents chasing a lot of kids around for the last many years on both sides of the ball, and it's almost kind of a bittersweet moment because you realize in 3 minutes, for most of these kids, football's over. You don't put equipment on again in 2A football for all but a select few. And Jordan Miller gets the ball again, and he will pick up the first down for South Summit, continuing this drive. But like you said, it's tough. If you've seen your kid play since Little League, they start up at, you know, sometimes 8 years old, and you've seen football games now every weekend, every fall for a lot of years. And many of these seniors obviously playing their last game, a lot of seniors on both sides of the ball. And with 2:55 left, it's all over. And fortunately for the South Summit side, it'll end in a win, but got to be sweet opportunity for Summit Academy again. As the coaching staff said, their ultimate goal was to play in a big stadium, and they've done it 2 weeks in a row. Weber State last week, SUU this week. Great opportunity for these kids, and they really made this quite a ball game through 3 quarters. And South Summit just a little too much on the defensive side as well as the offensive side, and just proving that they're one of the great teams that have played in the last few years in 2A football, back-to-back championships. They got a 2nd and 13, balls at the 47-yard line, 2:15 and counting. And fortunately for both teams, the weather's held out. It's not incredibly warm, but it's been dry for the most part. And Beasley will keep. He'll pitch left. And ball bounces out to Sidaway, and Sidaway will pick up a yard or two, and it'll bring up 4th and down for South Summit. 4th and about 11-12 to go, as it looks like Summit Academy will get one more chance on the offensive side. As the ball sits at the 48, it'll bring up, it's 3rd down with the penalty instead of 4. 3rd and 12. So South Summit can burn a lot of time off here. It'll be down to about 1:20 before they snap this thing off, so it'll be under a minute, depending on whether they pick up the first down. As Jordan Miller, the junior tailback, into the ball game, and he'll get the fake handoff. Beasley will keep. He's trying to pick up first down, and he's going to get it. Nice run there by the sophomore quarterback, Nick Beasley, picking up good yardage. He'll get the first down. That'll continue the possession, and South Summit will be able to run this clock out and maintain the ball. As 1:15 left, they'll move the chains one more time. 2 or 3 more snaps of this ball, and South Summit will hold up the gold trophy one more time, as Nick Beasley did a nice job of the nice fake handoff and picks up good yardage, 12 yards on the play, and the ball's now at the 36-yard line. And
is that Graycheck under center?
New quarterback into the ball game for South Summit. Freshman quarterback, Parker Graycheck now. And ball's on the ground, and we thought we were going to run the clock out. We're not, as there's the turnover, and it'll go to Summit Academy. So giving some young kids the opportunity to get out and say they played in the state championship game. Unfortunately, Graycheck loses the ball on the handoff to Jordan Miller, and Summit Academy now with 47 seconds will get one more chance offensively.
I mean, that's why you do that, though. You got to put in the younger kids, give them a chance. I mean, that's something Parker will be able to learn from, and hopefully that one play right there, turning that over, will benefit him over the next 3 years of his football career.
So a couple of snaps here for the Bears. Next game scheduled to kick off at 1:30 with Rich and Diamond Ranch. New up-and-coming school as well into 1A football, getting a chance for their first championship. Hard run up the middle. That's Denos, and he's close to the first down and continues to try to fight for yardage, and it looks like he will get the first down as they stop the clock. 38 seconds left. Nice 10-yard pickup by Denos. Joe Denos, senior running back from Summit Academy, getting one of his last carries in his high school career. So one more time, thank you to the Deseret News, bringing forth the opportunity to broadcast this game to you today. It's been a pleasure. South Summit will pick up their second consecutive state championship. And one more handoff to Denos. He's got good yardage off the left-hand side of the field. He's across the 40. And he'll pick up another first down with 15 seconds left in the ball game. One more time they'll move the chains. Good runs, back-to-back runs there by Joe DeNoss.
Timeout.
And
looks
Summit
like.
Academy wants to preserve that 15 seconds, get another playoff. So South Summit now starting to obviously celebrate a little bit. They'll get a chance to hold up that trophy one more time.
All the fans on the South Summit side, most of them are on their feet. They look pretty happy over here.
And there is the Gatorade splash. It's going to be cold on a day like today as the Gatorade come flying. Looks like Coach Ryan Rockhill got the majority of it. I don't know if they were trying to get Coach Parker or not, but Coach Rockhill gets some water, and on a 40-something degree day with the wind blowing, that's going to be chilly. 15 seconds left.
It's one time you don't mind being cold,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it,
the time
Cody?
you can get wet. Back-to-back championships for this senior group and for the South Summit staff and community. Be a fun bus ride home to Camas. As the snap, hands off to number 30 into the ball game. That's Graydon Parkins. He picks up good yardage, gets the first down, move the chains. Let's see if Summit Academy burns another timeout. And it looks like they will. It's been a long last 47 seconds.
Why not? Give the
Why
boys
not?
one more chance.
You get to play in state championships, few and far between.
See down on the track there, Rich getting ready to take the field in their nice blue and white uniforms. Who are they playing today?
They're playing Diamond Ranch.
All right.
Yep, some bright blue right there for the Rich Rebels. Kind of a 1A powerhouse. They and Duchesne have battled it out for several years. Duchesne has won 2 or 3 in a row in the last few years. This time Rich chance to get one, but Diamond Ranch has been a good up-and-coming team as well. Ought to be a fun 1A game. As one more pass across the middle. 3 seconds left. They'll pick up a first down with no time left. That'll do it. And South Summit is the back-to-back 2A state champions in football, winning today's game by a convincing margin, 28-6. And it's been a great year for South Summit football. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to the Summit Academy Bears for a great 2A football game. And so congratulations to both teams. Jeremy, it's been a pleasure. For Jeremy Fierro, Cody Bowen, we'll allow these teams to celebrate. It's been fun bringing you the game today. Thanks for joining us. South Summit is the 2A state champion football. Have a great day and enjoy South Summit Championship as well as the 1A and 3A championships to come. Thanks for joining us.